This is John Paul Rice, some people call me. So today I'm going to talk about The Rise of Skywalker, and here's the thing. I know a lot of you guys are thinking, alright, we watch this channel, we told you we don't care. And I don't care either, but I am curious. And there's a big difference. I am curious to see how they wrap this up. If I had the choice, I would want to see what happens. I'm not saying go to the theater, see it the first day. But eventually, yeah, I want to know what happens. I want to see how they tie this thing up. I want to see if they react to the backlash, if they try to please the fans. It's a drama that's ongoing, and I want to see how it ends. This is a spoiler board, basically. What it is it's a bunch of collected rumors of everything we know now, and most of it I think is true from sources like Vanity Fair or other larger sites that are in contact with Lucasfilm, stuff like that. Some of it, we don't quite know if it's true or not, but I would think a lot of it is logically, just based on the fact that it's not so great, but it's not terrible, and that's kind of what I'm expecting from Episode 9. I don't think it's going to be, terrible. They'll probably kind of try to please both crowds, but it ain't going to be so great, probably. Let's get into it. Alright, so here you see it. It's a spoiler board 2.0. This document is a compilation of trustable rumors and leaks around the last movie of the Skywalker saga. It will be updated regularly with new leaks from trustful sources. See below. So, the source I got it from, it was a Reddit, and I don't completely trust them, but leaks these days have been right, mostly around Game of Thrones and a few other specific things, but leaks are sometimes right, so I'm going to go through a little bit of this, and you guys tell me what you think. Visual leaks and descriptions of footage, not so interested in visual leaks. They are what they are. It doesn't really matter what the visuals end up being anyway. This here right above me is that poster. I guess that turned out real. Did we get 100% confirmation or something? Maybe, but yeah, I guess it turned out to be real. Planet and location details. Let's look at that real quick. Octu is supposedly in the film. Black Park was used to fill a swamp planet and a jungle planet. There's a miners/fishing market looking town in a snowy setting. Stormtroopers are there. There's a droid factory with many Easter eggs. Bad robot logo. Oh, great. Alright. The set is huge. An ice tunnel is involved at some point. A dark-looking castle building. Jordan was used as a filming location for 2 planets. One of the Jordan planets could be Tatooine. The other planet is named Pasana. That's from Vanity Fair. So they are kind of getting some legitimate things together. Vanity Fair, I think it's pretty confirmed. They're actually getting information from Lucasfilms. Tatooine is supposedly in the film towards the end. I could see that. I could see them going back to Tatooine, having some final confrontation. So, I would say this is probably fairly accurate. And I also am going to say this, they're probably going to try to pump in more planets, because that was one of the major legitimate complaints from all sides of people who liked and disliked The Last Jedi, was a little bit of bland scenery in there. Ship details, not super interesting, go through it real quick. Millennium Falcon gets a new triangle-ish antenna. The ship is said to be on fire at some point. Probably makes sense, because it's probably going to be destroyed. Luke's X-Wing was on set. Kylo Ren has a new ship, I'm sure he does. There's an orange X-Wing with an R2 unit in it. There's a new, really black TIE fighter. The MacGuffin of the movie is located in a Rebel blockade runner. And, okay. Yeah, so, sure. Rey has put the Skywalker saber back together. Her hair is similar to The Force Awakens due to her scenes with Leia. She also has Luke's X-Wing helmet. She figures out the MacGuffin. Rey seems ready for it all, or as ready as anyone could be. Yeah, sounds like Rey. Adam Driver, Kylo Ren was in Jordan. He put his mask back together with some red adhesive. Why would he break it then? He's breaking it, putting it back together, breaking it, putting it back together. What a character. What a character. That's great. I know exactly what he's all about. Leia's role as Resistance leader is being said to be of similar size to this Force Awakens. That makes sense too. Okay. Kerry Russell's character is a bounty hunter named Zori Bliss with an unclear allegiance. Goes on to say what she wears. Basically this thing you're seeing right here, her purple jumpsuit, elongated helmet. Not very interested in her, and I'm kind of wondering what her point is going to be. How can she be important? Are they just trying to add a cool character in? How about Phasma? Shouldn't she have just been here instead of this new purple bounty hunter who everyone liked anyway, that they gave 2.5 minutes to? The Knights are not here. The weapons aren't the same as in The Force Awakens. They look like Star Wars-ish medieval weapons. Some of them can use the Force. Rose is very high up in the Resistance. Her role is comparable to Lando's. She is Finn's love interest. Oh, alright. Lando Calrissian doesn't have a real large role in the story. That's no surprise. Supposedly he acts as a Maz Kanata type of character that points the way on the hero's path to obtain the MacGuffin. Not sure what that MacGuffin is they keep saying. I guess some secret thing they're out to get. He retakes the helm of the Millennium Falcon. We know that to be true. We've seen it in the trailer. Dominic Morgan's character's resistance leader. Thought he was going to be some kind of Jedi or something, but okay. C-3PO has a scene where he holds military gear, including Chewie's bowcaster and Rey's stick. Well, that could have come off the poster. Alright, story beats and details. They say it takes place after The Last Jedi and that the plot revolves around a race to find something, which sounds very uninteresting, and I really wouldn't be surprised if that was the truth. They said the thing they call the MacGuffin is controversial yet delightful, whatever that means. It changes during the movie, going from one thing which leads to something else, and ends up revealing the big secret of the movie. It is supposed to be something related to C-3PO's old memory that got erased in Return of the Sith. Okay. Old 4chan leak might be true, might be bullshit, a lucky guess, but some parts are true. Palpatine is back, not how you'd expect. A copy of his consciousness is held within an item. He possessed a body and ruled as Snoke. When Snoke was cut in half, the consciousness returned to the MacGuffin. Kylo needs to destroy the MacGuffin to stop Palpatine from reclaiming the First Order through another host. But why? So why would Rey be helping Kylo defeat Palpatine to have Kylo continue as the First Order leader, but wouldn't, I'm confused. That's silly. Kylo Ren has accumulated private armies and militias under the First Order banner to strengthen his faction against opposition of his rule. Things get interesting for him when a threat from beyond reveals itself, making him vulnerable. This threat serves as a motivating factor for Kylo and Rey's interactions as the story progresses. Kylo Ren goes to a dark, creepy castle-looking building. A monkey-looking creature was on this set. Nice. The castle domain is owned by an ape man who agrees to help Kylo fix his mask and activate a device that will take him and his knights towards their goals. So it seems like, Kylo is just going to be kind of some adventurer or something. He doesn't sound so ruthless and evil. Kylo either seeks out or is summoned by a new character that is being referred to as the Oracle. Okay, so this thing here, the Oracle, we've seen this picture before. I made a video on this a long time ago. Fight on Fasana, if that's how you say it. Rey figures out the MacGuffin, of course Rey figures it out, and a big part of the cast, everyone ends in one of the Jordan planets. Good guys versus bad guys. The heroes celebrate being reunited at a festival of sorts before the battle. Kylo Ren attacks Rey with his TIE fighter on Fasana. Well, we see this in the trailer. Maybe it's him, maybe it's not. No way to know for sure. There was a pre-visual shot of Kylo jumping out of the TIE fighter and came down Obi-Wan style in Revenge of the Sith when his lightsaber ignited and he and Rey fight. Alright. I mean, I like Data Racer's theory. Why not just, blast her with a laser from inside the TIE fighter? I guess can't do that. Rey and Kylo are much more powerful than they were in The Last Jedi. When they clash lightsabers, they link minds again. This time without the help of an outside force like Snoke. So I heard that this lightsaber battle is going to be some kind of traveling through time and space, and the scenery is going to change around them. It's going to be really weird. That'd probably be true, I think. They keep mentioning this jungle planet. Whatever that's about, they don't go into detail. Just someplace the characters keep going back and forth to. Death Star ruins. Okay, that's kind of one of the few interesting things to me. The group goes to the ruins of the Death Star at some point in the movie. There was a massive ship on the Cardigan Shed set. The final battle with zero gravity could have been filmed there. Rey and Kylo team up against that outside threat. The person is in a black robe and cloak and is supposedly played by Matt Smith, who is a Knight of Ren or their leader. The final fight. Rey and Kylo team up to destroy Palpatine once and for all. I believe it, man. With all the shit that's going on in movies today, John Connor's dad, Luke Skywalker's a hermit who drinks blue milk. Well, Rey and Kylo, they kill Palpatine. Bring back the biggest, baddest mofo ever in movie history and have Rey and Kylo kill him. There's your spectacular ending to the SJW decade. Rumor, Matt isn't Palpatine reborn or rejuvenated, but a dark side acolyte. He is willfully possessed by the spirit of Palpatine. Eventually, Kylo Ren kills Palpatine's host body, then Palpatine's spirit then jumps into Kylo Ren's body. Kylo Ren is strong enough to not lose total control of his mental facilities. He struggles to take control of his body, but subdues himself and his weapon while beckoning Rey to kill him. Kylo does the right thing and becomes Ben Solo again as he sacrifices himself to kill Palpatine. Okay, so he becomes Ben Solo for a second to kill Palpatine. Alright. Very random but important bits. Han Solo's in the movie. Luke appears to be the twist in the encounter. Han Solo tells Ben Solo it isn't too late, and the sequence has a tone of forgiveness and understanding to it. He's not a Force ghost in a classic sense, and he's part of a vision or dream type moment induced by Luke Skywalker. This I could see happening. They're going to have Luke come back and do some kind of mental Force trick or something like that. You know, obviously they're not going to show him fight or anything like that, but I could see that happening. So they're going to say, hey, let's put this important moment with Luke and Han, try to make up for that we missed out on for the fans now. And, you know, I'm just saying I could see that happening. There's nothing here I see that looks like really terrible, but nothing looks good. So I could just see most of this being true. And we're going to get some mediocre movie with some mediocre new characters with a mediocre to poor to slightly illogical storyline. Confirmed fakes, so they claim here that the rumor Rey is Han Solo's daughter, but not Leia Organa's daughter, is fake. They have a few reasons for that. I don't know. I can't confirm that or not, but yeah, I think we just have no way to know for sure until the movie comes out. Anyway, this is supposed to be updated. It's just some one big spoiler board of everything we know now. Figured I'd go through it. You know, like I said, I'm curious. And it is well put together. Can't argue that. It's not just some sloppy Microsoft Word file or something. This is done right. You guys, let me know what you think. Let me know if any of this strikes you as interesting. If you're watching up until now, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Anyway, see you next time.